one on which you can file using a mobile phone.
That would be the
Professionals
PH?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's for professionals who have income of 3 million and less. Yeah, we have developed that software. And for companies which are the 1 million one, those companies which has an income of 1 million and above, but is considered as a small to medium size, we have actually developed an e-tax. You know, just to give you an idea, I am still in the process of, you know, improving all this software. We're using it internally and we just introduced to some of our clients. But that is a very good, you know, innovation right now that we are proud of. So that's that for. We have a lot of softwares, but we are also using it internally. We have Dash Success here, we have Dash Dito, but it's more on how we monitor our projects. We have a total of 19 software internal that we are using, all developed by us.
Yeah, I know in this age of digitalization, convenience is extremely important. So it's very impressive that you're supplying all these different softwares for mobile payments and mobile taxes and things like that. So that's very impressive. Again, for your expertise, accountants are obviously no longer simply bookkeepers. They're really strategic partners. They're important in key decision making for any firm. So how would you say that you have developed that type of expertise for yourself and for your firm and your lawyers, and your accountants?
How will I say? You know, we have a lot of companies, and whenever they come to us, their major concern is only 2 or 3. One is the statutory filing on a month-to-month basis, and the other one is the financial report, on which they can, you know, read and decide based on this financial information. Those two we provide, and obviously the third one is we do have some recommendations to them or suggestions on how they can improve their business. That is why, if you will ask me, I don't want to become an auditor anymore. Because that is a conflict of interest being an auditor and a consultant. So I would rather be a consultant. I will be more valuable as a consultant than an auditor. So most of our clients right now are focusing on consulting and other services rather than being an auditor or statutory. Because that will be a conflict of interest.
And we've seen a lot of economic, commercial, regulatory changes and challenges in the Philippines. With that said, what would you say are your competitive strengths compared to other accounting firms?
Yeah, our competitive strength is actually our mission and our vision. No other. Because if you will ask me how do we support that, we have our core values too. We have only 2 core values. Ownership, which is stewardship. This is how I usually talk to our people, to our partners. If we give to you a seed, what will you do with the seed? Just either keep it, kill the seed, or grow the seed. And that is ownership and stewardship. We have given you something, how will you grow it? And basically, with that concept, we want everybody to become partners here. Because we're targeting at a minimum 3,000 partners nationwide. Until at least before I die. I'm still very young. So before I die, we should have at least 3,000 partners nationwide. So that's our main, you know, advantage, mission, the vision. And I mentioned about ownership as our core value. The other one actually is discipline. So when we have the two, everybody becomes that initiative. Another unique feature that we have actually is we develop what we call as Panchamas brand of service. Our brand actually, accountants basically we are too serious normally, but we have developed a brand, something like this, which is something like a fun or a different angle of an accountant. And the Panchamas brand of service is what we call as ROCHER, ROCHER. R means relationship. You know, we're very particular with relationship with our clients, to our people. Obviously, we're not perfect, you know, but we're getting, you know, we will never be perfect, but we're doing at least these things for us to improve always. Relationship, options. Options means we normally provide people whom we're talking with options. We may not give recommendations, but at least options. We don't put our clients on a dead end. Because some other companies or accountants, they will require this one and no more options. We normally give 3 options. And we discuss the consequences or implications for each option, and it's time for the company to decide. So ROC. Means communication. And we normally, when you text me, when you email me, or communicate with me, I usually reply very fast as long as I'm awake. I'm not sleeping. And that's how fast we are, and we want to ask everybody to be like that. H means humility. Humility, and that is one of the peculiar things that we want to implement. And just recently, we are implementing a leaders in class policy. So the leaders now will, basically to have that kind of humility to prioritize other people. So leaders in class policy. Are you familiar with that?
Pardon, the leaders eat last?
Yeah. So when we go to the line, there's food there. The leaders will, should not be at the front, and the VIPs right now are the lowest people. That's how our concept is. And there are no VIPs except the lowest level staff. They are the VIPs, and that's the reason why we're existing. Because we want to make the ordinary extraordinary, so the VIPs are the ordinary. Now, the other one is E, which is extra positivism. We want to be over positive for everything that we do. And we have implemented a day 2 policy. Are you familiar? Day 2 policy means when we were asked, how are you? What's your performance? How are you doing? I'm still on the day 2, which means 8 out of 10, 10 being the highest, we are still in number 2. Because we still have a lot of things to improve on. If I say myself I'm in the number 8, I will only improve 2 more. If I say I'm number 2, I'm excited because I'll still improve and improve 8 more. So we call it as a day 2 policy. So that is different from a continuous improvement. So it's some sort of an entrepreneurial combined with continuous improvement. And the last one is relentless, R. Relentless, it's when you ask other people on how they become successful and what is their advice. Some people will tell you should be passionate with what you are doing, but when I ask myself, how can I be passionate? I cannot answer it. When people ask me, sir, how can I be passionate? I can never answer them. What I give them the word is be relentless. And how will you acquire being relentless is basically your strength combined with the difficulty that you have. The portion that overlaps will make you relentless. The strength, the assets, the technical competence that you have, plus the difficulty. Will make you relentless. Difficulty would normally entail about 3 years, 5 years. That depends on the person. But that formula will make the person relentless. So if you will ask me now, in a career of a person, I'm discussing to them the secret. There are 4 stages. One is a survival stage. Next is security stage. Third stage is success stage. And the 4th stage is sharing stage. When I say survival, that is where we are developing our strength and the difficulty there. So that is why we are embracing the Pajamas brand of service, our core values, and the vision for us to pass through that survival stage. Every staff has that stage, survival stage, and every group, every team, or every business unit that we open or established undergoes the survival stage. And then the security stage is more on the comfort level of having all these finances to buy anything that you want. But afterwards, we need to be conscious to ourselves that after we become secure, we need to be successful. And we need to be, when we are successful, we don't forget to be humble always. Because otherwise everything will break down. And that's a dangerous formula without the humility.
So it's clear that you really deliver your services in an exceptional way with your ROCHER, Rocher, how do you pronounce that?
Rocher.
Rocher, okay.
We're a little bit Filipino, so we're very much Rocher.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would like to note and give you this opportunity to clarify, because honestly, we are not yet extraordinary. Some people, when they come to us, they will tell us, I thought what I have watched in the video is we are extraordinary here. And I always tell them, no, we are not extraordinary yet. Because if we are already extraordinary, we don't have a mission anymore. That is why we consider ourselves right now as not yet extraordinary. Because we are still going there. Out of 10, we're still in the number 2.
You're still growing as a company, you're still trying to achieve your vision and your mission, and it will be a continuous kind of path for you.
Yes, definitely.
So we saw that you service pretty big clients like Unilever and other clients like that. Do you mind telling us maybe what other industries the majority of your clients are coming from, just so we have a better picture of your firm?
Yeah, we're providing internal audit services for, I don't know if I'm allowed, but I mentioned this one, maybe Unilever. Just recently we closed San Miguel. San Miguel, yeah. What else? Even the SM Group, Aboitiz Group is one of our clients.
SM?
Yeah, San Miguel.
Yeah.
SM, which is we're providing to them service.